So I took a 6-month break from YouTube, and I've recently come back with a few new videos. And also, a few months ago, I turned 30, which I have been dreading. Um, yeah, I took a long break from YouTube because it was just stressing me out, and to be honest, I'm just not having the best of time right now. I think it'd be the same way if I was in my own country, but Japan is certainly stressful. And I was thinking if I came back to YouTube, how could I do things differently? And something was missing, and I don't feel very comfortable in front of a camera. So I thought, what's the one thing I can do to take the edge off? And it's something that I haven't done since I was maybe 18 or 19 years old. And that would be drinking alcohol. There's a lot of glare there. Sorry about that. And yeah, I haven't drank alcohol since I was 18 or 19. So I recently turned 30. And I thought that's a good time to pick it back up. The reason why I stopped drinking at a very early age, I just decided to nip it in the bud because I realized that it was going to be a problem, was my father was an alcoholic, and he was kind of an angry, violent alcoholic. And he split with my mother when I was, I think, 2. And I met him once when I was 19, and he got really drunk in front of me because we went to like a heavy metal show, and he got really, really wasted. And this was many, many years ago. I think I was 19, like I said. And so he got really, really angry, and I saw what kind of person he was as a drunk, and I realized that the things that my mother told me were true. And I just decided from there, after that experience of seeing how he was, and I saw how I started to behave when I started drinking in those early age years. That's a weird way to phrase that. So I just decided that I didn't really need alcohol, and I just didn't see the point of it. And also, I didn't really like beer. I liked whiskey, which I actually have some here because I don't really like beer. But as a kid, when your parents give you your first beer, they usually give you the stuff that they're drinking, like Miller or Budweiser or whatever it is that you had as a kid. And so if you want to start off with something basic here, you start off with the Asahi Super Dry, just something basic. I mean, I could go for Kirin, but I feel like Asahi is more well known. So yeah, this is my first time in at least 10 years. It's probably been 10 or 11 since I've had alcohol, so we're gonna try this out. It's bubbling up there. I'm probably not gonna enjoy this, but we'll try it out. Whoa, that smell takes me way back. I haven't smelled that in a long time because I don't really hang out with people who do drink, so I haven't really had a chance to smell it. And that's the other reason is I've missed out on a lot of party because people don't want to invite you to parties if they know you don't drink. And when you say like, oh, why didn't you invite me? Oh, we figured you didn't want to go because you don't drink. And it's like, well, I still want to hang out. Well, how can you have any fun? And that always bothered me because I always thought, why do you need alcohol to have fun? I don't need it to have fun. Nobody needs alcohol to have fun. That was my whole philosophy on alcohol, why I didn't use it. But I've realized over the years that you don't need alcohol to have fun. No one does. But if you want to have fun with other people, you need to drink alcohol because then they won't want to hang out with you. And you really rob yourself of a lot of stuff. So yeah, it's basically peer pressure. So here we go. Oof. Woof. Now you have to forgive my reaction. You're probably like, oh man, that's his reaction? What a pussy. It's like, well, give me a break. I haven't had alcohol in like 10 years. So, yeah, I definitely need to readjust and build back up a tolerance. So yeah, that's it's not as bad as I remember. I remember when I was young and I had my first beers, And I was just like, oh, I don't like that. I liked whiskey, though. This feels very weird. You have to excuse me if I'm sort of at a loss for words, because I never actually thought I would drink alcohol again. And I was pretty fucking adamant about that. People would say like, oh, you'll drink again someday. People would try and constantly force it in on me. Like, I used to be a pro wrestler many years ago, and pro wrestlers drink a lot. And they would constantly try to put that stuff in my face, like, come on, man, come on. And it just made me more adamant about never drinking, because I didn't want to be like them, because I thought, oh, those guys are losers. And I realized that's actually not true. It's quite the opposite. They're the ones with all the friends. Getting drunk together and having fun while I'm playing video games. Getting a little dark here, isn't it? Maybe we can change that. Or maybe it'll get worse. I don't know. I remember that when I got drunk, used to get drunk before, because I was really young, I was sort of like a happy drunk, like, oh, come here, bud, we're best friends, you know, like, and if I get really shit-faced, like, to the point of, like, throwing up, like, I'd be, like, rolling on the ground laughing and shit, and just being a goofball. So, I don't know, man, maybe I really jumped the gun on that, and I was just young and very stupid, and, it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but I used to, when I was really young, I used to identify as a straight edge, and, I was really arrogant about that. Like, I actually thought that made me better, and I know it doesn't. That was only, like, when I was, like, 18, 19, 20, and then I quickly realized how much of a twat I was. I mean, it took me a little while, but luckily, I got out of that shit at an early enough age, and just stopped caring what other people do, and I don't really give a fuck if people smoke marijuana or do drugs or anything. That's on them. Like, I don't have any interest in doing marijuana, but I used to be like, oh, if you smoke marijuana, you're a loser. Oh, that shit should be illegal. But, you know, I just stopped caring and realized, just let people do whatever the fuck they want. That's generally how I am about everything. Like, you might hear this a lot in the future, but I hate the government and I hate the police. So, you know, I generally believe that that if you're not hurting anyone and you're not infringing on other people's rights, then it shouldn't be illegal. You know, like, obviously, if you're molesting a child, that's a very big one to start with. If you're molesting a child, you are endangering that child. You are infringing on their rights to not be molested. So yeah, obviously that should be illegal. If you're breaking into someone's house and stealing their stuff, you're infringing on their rights to their property. Like, if you want to snort cocaine in your apartment, I don't really care. Like, I'm not gonna call the police. Like, why should I care? You're not hurting anyone. Now, if you're selling it to kids, then yeah, that's where it should be a problem. I forgot where this video is going. But yeah, so basically, I thought if I started drinking more, I might chill out, because like when I go out in public, I'm not a very social person. I have a lot of anxiety. That stuff stems from childhood and being abused. I've never talked about that on this, you know, in any of my videos, but I had a stepfather, and yeah, he'd use me as his punching bag. Yeah, he was pretty much a failure in life, which is probably why I'm a failure in life, because that's just how I was raised. I was sort of destined for that. At the very least, I can say that I won't bring a child into this world and then abuse them. So at least I can say I won't end up like that. I think if I did have a child, though, that I'd be a lot better father. At least I hope so. At the very least, I wouldn't beat my kids. Although I wouldn't be very financially successful or be very helpful as a father figure. Because I'm 30 years old and I still haven't figured it out. Although I think a lot of parents are like that. Yeah, so the reason why I'm not a very social person is because basically my stepfather, he pretty much beat the shit out of me all the time. And I really don't want to get into it, the specifics. I mean, yeah, I mean, just... I think I'd have to get really drunk to tell you all about that. Yeah, just take it way over the line. Like, we're not talking about just, like, spanking or anything. I'm talking, like, literally, like, beating the shit out of me. I was literally terrified that he would kill me. In fact, he would often taunt me and say, go ahead and call the police, and they won't get here in time. Boy, that feels good to get out. Yeah. So, yeah, that's... I wasn't really allowed to have any friends, and I wasn't allowed to do anything. I was just always sort of kept in the house. So, yeah, I was basically not taught anything about how to be a responsible, well-adjusted adult or man. So, sort of have to just figure that stuff out on your own at a later time. I've always been kind of a late bloomer. So yeah, like, I never really developed good social skills, so then you come to a country where everyone's staring at you because you look different. And naturally, someone like me who is, you know, insecure about the way they look, their body type, their height, and this gets more crazy, is like, when people are seeing you in public, when they're strangers, they don't know who you are. They can only see your physical appearance. They don't know what your life is like, what your past is like. But for some reason, you still feel insecure. And I think it's that stuff shows in your body language and your facial expressions. Like, even though they don't know what your life is like, I feel like if you are insecure about your past or about your status in life, you know, or your lack of accomplishments or your failures, I think that stuff shows in your body language and it shows in your face. And yeah, I think people can pick up on that, and that might be why they're looking at you weird. Besides the whole you being a foreigner thing, but they might be able to pick up on that vibe, and it just makes you more nervous. So I don't really like going out in public very much because of that. I don't like going to events because I don't like being asked a lot of questions about myself or my private life or my past or my childhood especially. But yeah, I don't know, like, I'm getting there. Maybe eventually I'll stop giving a shit. And I guess that was the whole point of this video, is like, maybe I should just stop giving a shit and just get shit-faced and chill the fuck out and just talk about shit and have a good time. Maybe, I don't know, go to some parties or something, go to some events and just be like, yeah, this is me, and I just knocked my thing over. Like, this is me. Either like it or go fuck yourself. I don't know. As now I'm 30 and it's past, and I feel depressed enough about that, and because there's a lot of things in life that I didn't do. I'm sure everybody's like that though. But I realize that I probably have a lot of life left in me. I still have a lot of time. My body is still okay, although I've been to a doctor recently, and they gave me some x-rays, and they basically told me my body is like that someone in their like mid to late 40s, because I used to be a pro wrestler, and they said my spine is all fucky at the bottom, and I got bad knees. They didn't check my neck because I didn't really have them check out my neck, even though I've had neck problems for a long time. Because I hadn't really noticed my neck pain, because my back was just so bad and my knees were so bad that I just completely forgot about my neck. And then once they started giving me treatments for my back and neck, I started to feel better, and they started giving me more painkillers and stuff. And it somewhat works. But now I'm starting to notice that the neck pain is there, especially when I go to sleep and I'm on the pillow and I got it in the back of my head and the neck. Yeah, I've had this feeling for years and years, and I'm finally getting it checked out, and like basically the left side of my upper back goes numb. It goes completely numb, but at the same time also has this sharp pain, like hot pins and needles, like being stabbed, and like it's being stabbed upwards into my back. And that pain comes from my lower spine towards my ass. Probably from taking some bad wrestling bumps on my lower back. So my spine is misshapen, and like the tissue is all like, I don't really know how to explain it because I'm not a doctor, but I think there's like tissue damage and there's like some nerve damage or whatever, and so it travels up the left side of my back. And my knees are just fucked, but they're getting better. Yeah, so I have no idea how I'm ending this video or what the point of this video is. I mean, you know what the point of the video is because I've said it all. So, yeah, so thanks for checking out this video. There'll be more videos to come, and maybe I'll tell more stories about life stuff. Stuff that I've never shared before. I haven't really shared that much. I realize that, like, if you go through my videos, I haven't really shared much of anything about myself personally. It's mostly been just like, oh, look, a big mountain. Oh, cool, Combini snacks. That's neat. And I feel like people kind of like, who the hell is this guy? And, I assure you, it's pretty crazy. But I just haven't felt comfortable revealing too much about myself, and I feel like over time I won't give a shit anymore, and just it'll be very entertaining, hopefully. So I'm gonna end this video right here, and then I'm gonna make some other videos. I'm feeling a little more relaxed, so that's good. Got some of this stuff here. I got some other stuff. Since it's been 10 years, I'm just gonna get completely tore up and make a bunch of videos, and we're gonna see how they turn out. And this video won't be going up before those videos. Those videos be coming up before that, so those videos might be more interesting to see before this one. So it's out of order, but whatever. This is almost finished. Alright, so thanks for checking out the video. If you liked it for some reason, then click the like button and subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you next time. He's Johnny in Japan. He's Johnny in Japan. He's the worst J-vlogger in the world. Crappy food reviews.